Welcome back to Dirt Obsession, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're taking a look at Yamaha's 2022 flagship ATV, the Grizzly 700. Yamaha's Grizzly 700, in my humble opinion, is the best sport utility 4x4 on the market for its balance of power, weight, and performance. The Grizzly is perfect for everything from hard work to spirited trail riding, and has been by far the ATV I've recommended most to those of you kind enough to seek out some Dirt Obsession advice in the comments. For 2022, not much has changed in Yamaha's ATV lineup, which is unfortunately indicative of the ATV market in general. But sometimes no news is good news, because at the very least, Yamaha is maintaining a comparatively robust and diverse lineup. 2022's base EPS model Grizzly comes in armor gray and yellow with an MSRP of $10,299. My first reaction to the color choice? Yeah, hard to say I love it, but I will say that the brilliant yellow on the front end has to at least make some marginal contributions to safety, unless construction workers are doing it solely as a fashion statement. Fortunately, for those in agreement, you can still get Realtree Edge for a $400 upcharge. The Grizzly EPS Sc edition comes in matte silver with Maxxis Zilla tires and 14-inch aluminum wheels and the painted bodywork for $10,899. I really like the matte silver, but the Zillas are the decision point on the SE model for me. Zillas are great for what they are, a fairly lightweight, moderate mud tire, but it's a personal decision on whether you want your Grizzly to be prepped to push slightly larger mud tires or tuned for a little bit more spirited trail performance. Rounding out the Grizzly lineup is the Ultra Premium XTR Edition, which adds a factory-installed worn winch and special edition paint over the SE model for $11,299. Grizzly prices have been climbing every year, which is a little frustrating as a consumer because there aren't many mechanical changes year to year to justify the price hike. The good news on this Grizzly, though, is that the best single-cylinder engine ever to have been mated to an ATV chassis returns in the 686 single overhead cam 4-stroke engine that powers the Grizzly, the Raptor 700, and the Kodiak 700. This engine is excellent, although not the most powerful engine on the market, especially when compared to the super large twins out there. It is ideal for 99% of ATV riding and use. It's smooth running, very torquey, and plenty of snap in the mid-range to keep things entertaining. But most importantly, it's absolutely bulletproof. Getting the engine's power converted is Yamaha's Ultramatic transmission, which is a CVT drive system that Yamaha claims is the industry's most advanced and durable. I'd normally look past manufacturers' hyperbole, writing it off as a simple marketing tactic. But in Yamaha's case, they back it up with a 10-year belt warranty that no one I've ever met has ever had to use. I know there's some holdouts out there who are still afraid of belt drive ATVs, but unless you're comparing it to the traditional clutch and 5-speed transmission only found these days on Yamaha's sport ATVs, nothing on the market is going to be as fun, and no other CVT is going to compare in reliability to Yamaha's. The Grizzly's electronic power steering is another feature that blows the competition away. The EPS is torque and speed sensitive, and Yamaha absolutely nailed the balance, making the Grizzly easier to steer at slow speeds and reducing the assistance at higher speeds to keep the handlebar response perfectly predictable. The Grizzly's chassis and overall design contributes to the handling and agility that no other 4x4 can compare to. And I don't just mean in its relatively small class, I mean any 4x4 ATV. The slim motor keeps the midsection narrow, which makes the 48.4-inch width seem even wider. The gas tank under the seat keeps the weight distribution centered. And when you combine that with generous suspension travel, 7.6 inches front and 9.1 inches in the rear, and add the 11.3 inches of ground clearance, the Grizzly just oozes confidence. The four-wheel drive system on the Grizzly is the type of four-wheel drive you think of when you think four-wheel drive. And I know that sentence sounds weird, but there are alternatives to traditional four-wheel drive on the market, including some without locking differentials. Not the Grizzly, though. Two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, and four-wheel drive with a locked diff gives you the maximum pull that you can get. A fairly recent addition to the Grizzly's list of features is the Adventure Pro. It's been available for a few years now, but I like the way Yamaha offers their navigation system as an additional option that every Grizzly is pre-wired for, as opposed to a specific model the way Polaris did the Sportsman XP1000 this year. The Adventure Pro is essentially a multifunction tablet that integrates with the Grizzly to provide both vehicle and trail information. You can add it if it interests you, but you don't have to worry about the feature driving up the cost on the only remaining Grizzly at your dealership if it's not something you're interested in. The last feature I need to point out is the utility of the Grizzly. A 2-inch hitch receiver enables you to tow up to 1,300 pounds, and steel cargo racks are always going to be my favorite option for strapping things down. Naysayers will tell you the Grizzly is underpowered and that Yamaha needs to come out with an 850cc Grizzly. I personally disagree. I think the Grizzly is perfect the way it is because of its lightweight and agility, both of which would be lost if the chassis had to make way for a larger engine. I truly believe that 90 plus horsepower is the most overrated number in the ATV world, and the name of the game in trail riding is balance and usable power. The Grizzly just strikes the right balance better than any other 4x4 ATV on the market. Could you use more power for thick, deep mud? Sure, but for everyone who's not looking to bury a machine up to the handlebars, the Grizzly is squarely in the Goldilocks zone.
From Papa Bear's bowl, she took a tiny taste.
Yuck, this porridge, it tastes like
Thanks for checking out the video, guys. Let us know what you think of Yamaha's ATV lineup in the comments, and if you love the Grizzly too, be sure to hit the thumbs up button to let us know. We'll see you next time.